Welcome to Scream Queens Horror Movie Road Trip Podcast. Hey. Oh, she's working those lungs.
Oh my god, I just thought since we were, maybe going to be singing a few tunes today.
Oh, they don't want to hear us sing,
No.
Christine. They do not want to hear us sing, but you're going to hear us sing.
Well, welcome to Scream Queens Horror Movie Podcast.
Hi, Final Girl Justine.
Hello, Soul Survivor, Mr. Josh. What's up?
Oh, we're just in a car heading to Kansas right now. Or
We're
you know
in a car?
We're in Kansas
What?
right now.
We are in Kansas.
We're not in Oklahoma anymore,
We're not.
Justine.
No, you're so right.
We are in Kansas.
In
Kansas?
Kansas.
Yeah. Anyways, we're in Kansas.
Sometimes when you're passing the time away going through the plains of Oklahoma into Kansas, it's necessary to just make crazy pronouncements of words that you see.
Nonsense words come in handy for entertainment.
It's just what you do. Anyways, we're so excited.
Hey, we're heading up to Manhattan, Kansas, or near Manhattan, Kansas, to go to the Wizard of Oz Museum.
Yes.
It's a beautiful spring day, and that's one reason we want to go and do this whole Wizard of Oz theme, because it's springtime, tornado season.
Yes.
And who didn't have Wizard of Oz as their first horror movie as a kid, right?
Yeah, well, I guess nowadays maybe the kids now they don't, but that's
something else.
Yeah, that's
Goosebumps.
what I had.
Yeah, this was the first movie to terrify me when I was 3, 4 years old.
And it is terrifying.
Yeah, we recently rewatched it, and those flying monkeys are scary.
Yeah, and now watching it as an adult and really listening to everything, I'm like, what were they gonna do with Toto?
They were going to destroy him.
They were gonna flat out because he nipped on someone, he was gonna get
destroyed. And there's so much I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kill, I'm gonna kill, which is terrifying as a kid.
Yes.
Oh my god, someone's gonna get killed.
There's a bitch witch.
Wonderfully played by Margaret Hamilton.
There's a lot of flying monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrifying.
There's poison poppy fields.
It's gonna be fun, and we'll explain all of that once
People
we
on
get
fire.
into it.
Yeah, let's fucking start from the beginning.
Oh, let's just fucking start.
Oh, another thing we're gonna do today is we're going to Toto's Tacos. To round out our whole Wizard of Oz thing.
We were like, what's best to tie in Wizard of Oz, but
well, this came highly recommended from someone who knows this area.
Yes, someone from here that went to K-State.
They said you've got to go to Toto's Tacos.
Yeah, we're not name dropping at all.
No.
James Cameron.
I'm
just make up some ridiculous.
James Cameron and Wes Craven told us to go to Toto's Tacos.
We were doing a seance.
Yeah, we did a seance. And Wes said, Toto's
Taco, it must be.
We're
James Cameron was like, all right, I'll film it. You guys.
They're our homeboys.
We wish, right? Yeah, I don't know why James Cameron popped in my head. He's not an end-all, be-all.
You're in love with him.
Oh my god, I want to make out with him so hard!
Why don't you guys get married?
Oh, we will get married on a goddamn mountain, and you're not invited.
I don't like mountain weddings, so
oh,
that's
good.
okay.
All right, because the scenery doesn't need you. You're not coming to my fake wedding. Okay, so let's just go ahead and how about we cyclone ourselves? It's a twister.
Let's twist our way. Let's twist our way in. Anyway.
And we're from Oklahoma, so we totally know twister life.
We know twister life, y'all.
We live in an area that has been demolished several times.
Yeah. If you've ever heard of Moore, Oklahoma, Google it, YouTube it. We've had two of the most.
We're dropping our actual GPS location.
We'll pin it. We'll pin you.
Yes.
Yeah, look at it. We have survived 2 of the worst tornadoes ever recorded. Damn it.
It's terrible.
We're survivors.
I was stuck in a shower one time with this dog and some pillows.
Damn it. Anyway, so let's set the scene. Wizard of Oz starts in sepia tone.
Yeah, it's a pretty sepia tone.
In Kansas, and we see...
Yeah, it's not black and white. I like that it's sepia tone because it kind of picks up on the Dust Bowl.
Yeah, it looks very turn of the 20th century.
Yeah.
You see a young girl running home with her dog.
A young girl? Don't you mean Judy Garland
a young
playing
woman?
like some 12-year-old. That should we touch on that at all, or it's just like how old was Judy Garland?
Yeah,
like,
at one point Shirley Temple was cast, and then they went in a different direction and got
then they were
Judy
like, we
Garland.
need a more mature-looking 12-year-old
We're
to
like,
walk
we-
around with 3 men in
We
costume.
want our Dorothy to have tits, is what they said.
Nothing says
Frank L. Baum's classic,
like tits.
big titted Dorothy.
TNA all the way.
So.
Oh my gosh.
That's what this show's gonna be about.
Okay, so Dorothy in sepia tone is running home on these dirty, dusty roads
She's
with her.
pissed, she's sad, she's scared, she's saying Aunt M, Aunt M.
She is, and it's like, girl, get a little bit closer to home before you start screaming for her. And then she's got this little bitty dog running after her named Toto. And I mean, it's just, he's precious. I mean, come on, baby, precious Toto.
Oh, Toto, baby. We love him.
Yeah. So there she goes, and it's very windy. We already know it's a windy day, and that everybody's kind of like getting their jobs hurried up done
like,
on
oh,
the
Dorothy,
farm.
we don't have time for your nonsense. What's going on? She's like, Mrs. Gulch wants to kill Toto.
Yes, we find out that there's this not so nice lady of the town named Miss Gulch.
Just say it. She's a fucking monster.
She's a spinster bitch who never found someone to love her, and now she gets off on killing dogs. It's true.
We're profiling her, okay? We're like FBI profilers.
Yes. Yeah, Dorothy is scared because Miss Gulch has threatened that she's gonna, like, euthanize her dog.
She's gonna come take the dog to the sheriff, and the sheriff is going to destroy Toto.
And that's not okay with Dorothy. She's not going to go lightly into that.
And Aunt M's just like, Dorothy, we don't have time for this. So Dorothy's
Yeah.
like, well, fine, I'm gonna go talk to the ranch hands who are probably just hitting on me and creepy old men.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go, like, walk on.
Or maybe, like, her
the
sweet
ledge.
little uncles.
Yeah,
You know?
I think they're just looking out for good old Dorothy.
Yeah, everybody loves Dorothy.
I'm just being dark and cynical, okay?
Yeah, you're just trying to make them all pedophiles. We're like 7 minutes into the podcast, and you're over
And
here
we're like really digging deep into.
You're trying to
Wizard of
psychologically
Oz.
analyze
Everyone.
them. So.
Everyone.
Yeah, we have 3 ranch hands who all care for Dorothy and want her to.
And damn it, she falls into the pig pen, and they have to save her. Her foot gets caught in the wire.
Yeah, I'm kind of like.
Are they were they worried? I mean, this isn't fucking Hannibal. Were they worried those pigs were gonna
had
start
been
eating
fed
her?
dead body. Yeah, it's like we're not in like Deadwood.
Because they are freaking out about her
Yes.
falling into the pig pen. Like everybody comes a running, including Aunt M, who could give a 2 shits about Dorothy
and then
earlier.
all she's got to say is like, "Bitch, bye." Bye, Felicia's Dorothy,
Yeah.
basically.
And then we kind of cut to the next scene, right? Which is Miss Gulch is there for Toto.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's Dorothy. She's kind of, like, telling everybody, like, she's on her way. She's going to come and get him. And then, like, here she comes.
She's
and
there.
and we already hear the dun 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 dun, dun.
That classic witch music.
Yeah, we hear that subtle going. So Miss Gulch is...
Pedaling. She comes pedaling up. on
Yep,
her
she's an evil bicycling bitch.
Yeah, it's not even a mountain bike. She's not even, like, doing it for her health.
No,
She
and
just rides a bike.
she has, like, an empty basket for her empty feelings.
So she comes and she wants that dog, and Aunt M gets pissed, but she's like, but I'm a Christian lady and I'm not gonna say fuck you.
Being a Christian woman, I just can't say it, and
Yeah.
leaves. Oh, I'll always remember that line from Wizard of
Yeah,
Oz.
poor Aunt M. She
Aw.
just couldn't muster it up.
And Aunt M looks like your classic, like, Depression era
Old lady.
who's probably not actually that old.
Yeah,
you
she's
know,
like,
like,
I'm 30 and I
She's-
look like
yeah,
I'm 70.
She does look like she's a geriatric, but she's probably just now
I
reaching
mean, she's
35.
out there working hard on the farm too. so.
Yeah, so it's a rural, rough life in Kansas.
Yeah, they've got it hard. Well, so Miss Gulch takes that poor puppy, but Toto knows, like, I'm not getting destroyed. He jumps out of that basket. He
Yeah.
runs back to
Unbeknownst to her, like, yeah, Miss Gulch doesn't know that Toto has escaped out of her little basket.
Dorothy. And you have Dorothy doing the classic, draped over the bed, sobbing, and here comes Toto jumping through the window, and she's like, oh shit, you're back.
She's like, "Oh, you're not gonna die. Wait."
Well, wait, we gotta get out of here, or Miss Gulch is gonna come back and make sure you die.
And so, what do? Like every 10 to 12-year-old in your life has done, they run away from home.
They run away.
Everybody has run away from home. Dorothy is like, She's no different. She packed her bag. She took the necessities. She put a picture of herself and Aunt Em.
She's like, I'll remember them fondly.
Yes,
and then she runs off to join the circus.
Well, she's just like she's just like going along, and she finds that fortune teller guy from the She runs off with the circus, and she falls in love with.
She finds that fortune teller, and he's like, "Oh, you see, let me tell you your future." And he paints a sad story about Aunt Em and makes her feel bad for running away. And she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta get out of here. Aunt Em is missing me."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Okay, girl, there's about to be a tornado, but I'm gonna let you run out of here anyways."
Yeah, and on her way home, she's like almost sucked away by those winds.
She almost gets sucked.
It almost sucks her right the fuck up.
Gets sucked.
I know. Here we are talking about this like children's classic, and we are just sucking and fucking.
No, we're not.
Well, not in the literal sense. Yeah, not in the literal sense, but like there's something.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Anyway, but we see the tornado in the distance, and you see Aunt Em, the farmhands, everyone getting into the shelter before she gets home.
And it's not like they're not looking for her.
Yeah, Aunt Em is frantic. She's like, Dorothy! Dorothy! Like, she is looking for Dorothy. Aunt Em is looking for Dorothy. But they don't find her, so she's like, alright, I gotta save myself, I'm getting into this.
Yeah, they all seek shelter, and then here comes Dorothy, and she can't get in.
Yeah, she can't get into it because the air pressure is so high.
She can't pull it up, so now she can't.
She can't pull it up. She can't get it up.
So she's like, okay, what's the second best thing that Gary England is doing?
No one listening knows who Gary England is unless they've watched Twister or they're from Oklahoma.
Okay, but like, yeah, if you're from Oklahoma
He's
and you don't
famous
know.
Newscaster.
Oh,
famous weatherman.
Weatherman, yeah.
Like Themo's famous. He's even in Twister.
He defines like Twister technology.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But yeah, so like, what did the weatherman say to do? Go inside, find somewhere to hide.
So she goes inside. She just didn't listen to the other part, which is stay away from windows.
Or like just shit that could fall on you if bitch gets knocked the fuck out.
That window pops out, hits her in the head. And she's like, oh. But what's funny is it barely hits her.
Yeah, you're like, really? That's
like,
gonna give you a concussion?
You went down on that? Like
she went down.
That took you down?
That took her all the way down.
It like gently, you know.
I mean, it was just a pat. It was like, yeah, if anything, just like.
But apparently, it puts her in a coma.
yeah.
She's flying around up in the sky. The tornado takes the house away.
Yeah, picks it up, and then all of a sudden she like wakes up, and the Twister's happening.
Yeah, there's people rowing boats outside the Twister. And here comes Miss Gulch, and she turns into the fucking witch. And she's riding her bike, and then that bike turns into a
You know what? We need to stop right now.
Why?
Because we have not talked about Judy Garland's solo.
Oh, Somewhere Over the Rainbow?
Yes.
Yeah, she has like a yearning moment closer to the movie, at the beginning of the movie, after everyone ignores her.
Somewhere.
Alright, we told them we weren't going to sing. Let's keep going.
I thought that
But yes,
was good.
you're right, we needed to acknowledge.
Yeah, it's a musical.
Show-stopping classic.
Yeah, and it's like the #1 song almost from...
I mean, this movie is a horror musical, right?
Yeah,
horror fantasy.
It's a children's scary.
I mean, we're a horror podcast, so it's a horror movie, okay?
I can say what it's my podcast. I can do what I want.
We can do whatever we want, okay?
And you guys are gonna like it, damn it.
Stop bringing us down.
Okay, yeah, sorry, but like when I started doing the da-da-da, I was like, oh no, we haven't talked about it. So, okay, we'll go back to, now we're in the Twister.
And now Dorothy's like, oh, this thing's falling. I'm floating in the air a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And it crashes. And she's like, well, do I go outside? Yeah, I guess I go outside.
Maybe I go outside?
So she goes outside, and...
As she goes out, opens the door, we see...
It turns to color.
Yeah, we see some... she's been transported to some other place.
She's in another land. And everyone there is little.
And everything is little.
And everything is brightly colored.
Uh-huh. It is like, what the... And at first, she's walking around and, like, she can't find anybody, but she hears, like,
And she's like, people are
like,
giggling
what
at me.
the hell? And then, she looks around and she sees that somehow her house has fallen on someone.
She finds out she's in Munchkin Land.
Yeah.
Everyone's-
Glinda the Good Witch, a bubble appears and...
Says, girl, you done killed a witch.
And she's a
like,
beautiful
oh, cool.
witch.
Yeah. And she asked Dorothy if Dorothy's a witch, and Dorothy's like, excuse me, I'm not ugly. And Glinda's like, hey, hold up, girl. I'm not ugly either.
I know,
and
like,
I'm a
don't
witch.
drop into here and start shaming me.
Start calling me ugly. You don't know.
Of
You're
course.
generalizing, you're stereotyping
One
witches.
woman putting another woman down
Yeah.
for her job, her profession,
Yeah.
how she makes her ends meet
Mhm.
every day and puts stuff on the table like
So,
food.
Yeah, Glinda's, she's every woman. So Glinda explains, like, so you killed a very wicked person. Everyone here kind of feels a little liberated now. So
Yeah.
they're going to come out, sing some songs to you. The mayor's going to introduce himself. The Lollipop Gang's going to come. There's going to be some tiny ballerinas. We're going to have some fun for a few minutes before the witch pops in. And she's like, we're psychic, and we're going to scream before the witch pops in.
Ah.
No. So yeah, I kind of just got us all
Yeah, I was
wrapped
like,
up.
you did not want me to sing any of the Lollipop Guild.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Fine.
As
Yeah.
your friend, we've got to talk.
We've got to talk. Okay, yeah. The witch shows up in a cloud of smoke, and she's like, all right, someone just put a house on my sister, and I want those ruby slippers. Who's wearing them? Judy Garland is, that bitch.
And Dorothy's like, oh, that would be me.
Yeah. Oh,
They-
I didn't even know I was wearing these shoes. I'm sorry they appeared.
Yeah, she's like, I didn't mean to kill your sister, but I did. And Glinda's like, leave her alone.
Yeah.
She's got these shoes.
They're hers now because she
has
killed her.
She has all the power. You are powerless here. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and then Glinda bought Felicia's.
Yeah, well, first Glinda's like, you need to go on this yellow brick road to get to the wizard if you want to get back home, girl.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to get back home.
And
you gotta...
so she follows the
She's
yellow
like, I
brick
could
road.
tell you now something I'm going to tell you at the end, which is you've had the power all along to get home, but just clicking your feet. But I'm going to make you go on a little personal journey first on this yellow brick road. You need to meet some friends. And so that's what Glinda does. Sets her off. All the munchkins are waving goodbye and celebrating. And what do they sing, Justine? Follow the yellow brick road.
Mhm.
Follow the yellow brick road.
And she does.
She follows that yellow brick road.
Slowly.
Slowly but surely.
And
everybody.
then
She meets that first friend.
all by herself.
Oh, and he is so nice. He's a little dumb, but everyone loves a nice dumb friend, right?
Yeah, she doesn't know where to go.
I
There's
mean,
a fork in the road.
Mine is right here next to me. I'm just kidding. Just JK. That means just kidding.
JK. Just kidding. I'm not your best friend
Just-
sitting in this. Are we going to have a fight right now on this
Just
podcast?
joshing you. No,
Oh.
you're not the dumb friend.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Dorothy leaves the land of the Munchkins and finds herself at a fork in the road with the yellow brick road because, of course, Glinda couldn't be like, yeah, and then
Here's a map.
up on here you're going to have this fork and just make sure that you take a left.
Yeah.
Like, none of that happens. And she's like, what should I do? And then there's this voice that's like, I think that way looks good, or that way. She's
Glinda's
like, what?
Glinda's like, just use your Waze, okay? Figure
Pull
it
your
out.
app out on your phone. But she gets some help from a scarecrow.
Oh, and they decide to help each other out. The Scarecrow's like, I'm not very smart. I don't have a brain. She's like, you know what? I bet I know someone who could help you.
And what's funny is, like, he seems to have a lot of great ideas for not being the one that doesn't have a brain.
He's like, if I only had a brain. And she's like, yeah, if only. And so...
if only I'd date you if you had a brain. It's like all of the people that she finds are just like the reasons why she wouldn't like go out with them.
Yeah, you're dumb.
You're dumb.
She's like, but I need to get back home, and I know some guy named the Wizard that can help you get a brain. Okay?
oh
So just
yeah.
come with me. There's strength in numbers. We can get through this.
We're
on this
gonna
yellow brick
make
road.
it.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's like, I've got to get to
she's like,
Emerald
oh.
City.
And that's my dog Toto behind me.
Yeah, and he's not gonna say much, but he's gonna come in handy later.
She's like, I should warn you that there's a witch that wants to kill me and my little dog too. Okay.
My little dog too.
So we gotta go.
Yeah. But actually, that witch is really nice, and she called me pretty. So I don't really know if I'm gonna kill her. I might just like keep her.
Like, yeah, that's right. There's 2 witches. One's pretty and nice. One's mean and ugly.
There's like a lot of witches. I was even accused of being a witch, but I wasn't burned at a stake because this isn't.
This isn't the fucking Crucible, okay? This isn't Salem.
We are just going.
Yeah.
Okay, so now she has her friend.
And they're gonna
the
meet another
Scarecrow.
friend, right?
And yeah, like they quickly.
Pretty quickly start making more friends.
They come upon the Tin Man.
And he's like, hello?
He's all like, "Well, cat."
Yeah, he's like he's talking through his mouth.
Yeah, but he's all rusty because he got stuck out in the rain.
Yeah.
And he's made out of tin, guys.
So tin rusts, in case you haven't been to science school.
Science school! In case you haven't been to fucking science school.
Iron and like a lot of metals.
Like, I'm not even gonna name that shit off, but like, there's just stuff that happens, okay?
You just learn this stuff in science
Yeah,
school.
it's called science. And if you watch Bill Nye, the motherfucking science guy, he'll tell you all about it. And
or if you want to go way back, Mr. Science on 80s Nickelodeon.
Or if you even want to go like even further back, Benjamin Franklin. He had his own TV.
He had a bunch of fucking keys, okay?
He went outside during a storm because he's a dumbass like Dorothy. It's like, what was this bitch doing when there's a twister outside?
She's like, oh no.
This is all her fault, this mess.
So they end up oiling up the Tin Man. They oil him up good.
Yes, it is. It's almost a gay porn.
No, it's like MMF. Male, female.
MMF. Yeah, so there's that happens.
Bisexual porn, okay?
That happens, and he's like, you guys, I really don't have any feelings.
He's like, I need a heart. He's like, weird, I need a brain. And she's like, and I need a home.
And I need a home.
And we're off to see the Wizard. The
Is one of them gonna say, like, and I need a boner?
I have erectile dysfunction. Do you think the Wizard can help me out?
Gonna give me any kind of like
penile implant or something?
Penile implant. Holy shit! Gosh, I feel sorry for that.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
Poor
so
Tin Man.
Hold on, let's get us back on track.
No, this would be whoever's made of wood. The wood man.
The wood man. They're gonna find. They do get to meet the witch again.
Yeah,
on the roof.
She scares them right after they
Yeah,
get
there's
the
like
Tin Man
trees
blow.
that throw apples at them because she's all like, I'm hungry, and then like a tree comes to life and is like, bitch, no.
You're stealing my apples.
And then the wicked witch comes out on this roof and like throws a flame onto the scare, and that's all fucking scary. I mean, like a tree came to life
and tried to burn a living scarecrow.
Yeah, and the witch burned a live person on TV. It was like what, as a kid you're thinking. It's like, oh my god, she just like lit that guy on fire.
The scarecrow's on fire. I think I sing that like in every other episode.
It's been
every time I hear the word fire,
it's been a running thing.
I can somehow whip that song out.
I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so they've had some scary interactions in this like forest that they've gone into, and then they come across lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
And instead, they're really scared, and they end up meeting this homosexual lion. And
I mean, well, he's questioning at least. Like, we don't know. That's never addressed. Don't you dare out him. It's not your job.
No.
But
he wants to be king of the forest.
He doesn't quite have like balls to do much.
He's a scaredy cat.
Yeah, he comes off like rough and tumble at first, like when they first meet him.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, so he's just like a bully.
And the actor that plays him, I can't think of his name right off the bat, but he's pretty hilarious as the Cowardly Lion.
Yes. Oh my gosh, later when he like jumps out the window because he gets so scared, it's just
dives.
Yeah,
out the
he's
window
a lot of the comedic humor. This guy, they are all funny, but yeah, the Cowardly Lion is, as a kid, how you relate to like just being scared in the big bad world. And everybody needs the North, as he says, the North.
The North.
Yeah, the North. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Not yet, though, because that bitch happens to have her own globe. Look at, like,
oh, she has a big ass
crystal ball. And she's like kind of casing them the whole time.
And you see her sometimes. Like, there's one time you see her behind a tree watching them.
Yeah, and then the house when she throws the flame.
Her
but like, she's always watching.
Always near,
Yeah, she's like Big Brother, the government, just watching you.
She's like, you know what? I am going to poison this poppy field they're about to walk
Yeah,
through.
because, like, they're too close for comfort for me.
She's like, shit, they're getting really close to Oz.
So she enchants this poppy field to be, like, to just basically make them go to sleep.
Yeah, puts them, like, in a coma, in a trance, forever.
And who is it that, like, doesn't fall asleep? One of them doesn't fall asleep, and it's like, no, don't fall asleep.
I think
is it the Tin Man?
One of them, but they all end up falling asleep, right? And Glinda comes, and like you see her like helping.
The snow. She gives she makes it snow,
which
and then it
the
kills the poppies
yeah.
off, and then they're like, oh, what were we doing?
Oh, they're like, shit, we needed
sleeping
that
on
nap.
the job. Oh
all
no!
Right, let's go knock on this big ass door up ahead.
Yeah, they make it to Emerald City, and it's a
gated.
beautiful.
It's a gated community.
It's exactly all walled up. What America hopes to be one day, like Emerald City, and
who goes there?
Yeah, they're like, yay, we finally made it. Let's get in. Let's see this guy. Let's see this horse that changes colors. Hey, do you want to go to the salon and get your hair done really quick before we see the Wizard of Oz?
They're like, yeah, we need to get like buffed. We need to get our hair done. We got to get ready. We gotta look good. What if the wizard wants to fuck me?
I like during that sequence how like everybody has their like thing that's gonna spiff them up right next to each other. Like the Tin Man has like the buffer.
Oh yeah, the Tin Man has the buffer.
And then there's the strawing thing that's right now. It's like
how restuffing the scarecrow. They're curling our favorite Cowardly Lion.
Oh yeah,
hair.
they curl his hair and he just looks. Oh, he's regal in his ringlets.
Him and Dorothy are over there having like some girlfriend time, getting their hair and their nails done.
Oh my gosh, I want to be them so
There's
bad.
There's horses turning rainbow colors.
It's magical. I mean, they're in the Emerald City. It's exactly what they expected.
Mm-hmm.
It's going, in their eyes, it's the answer to all of their
woes.
Yeah, but then that bitch witch shows up again and spells shit out in the sky.
Surrender, Dorothy.
And she brings all her friends because she's like a bitch. She brings all of her monkey friends and.
Yeah, she sends the monkeys off to get Dorothy, right? Is that
no,
what
not yet.
next?
She just like goes and writes that thing. But
they go see the wizard next.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, they all walk down this hall, this long hall.
And everybody's asking like, well, who's Dorothy? Who surrendered Dorothy?
Yeah, who's Dorothy?
And they're like, we gotta make it to the wizard and let's go see him. But then the wizard is like super busy, can't come to the phone right now, or the door, or.
So they just go in.
Yeah,
right.
They're just like, you know what? We're gonna just break up the party.
We're going in.
And it's scary. This is scary too.
Yeah, they're scared, holding on to each other as they go down the long corridor.
Yeah, and it's all crystal, like emeralds, like it's all like these
shiny,
bejeweled city, and light fractures off each other, and then there's that big flame where the face is floating.
And he goes, who goes there? And they're all like, it's us.
The Cowardly Lion pisses himself.
Dorothy has like a freak period all over.
Toto just falls over dead. Remember we told you he was going to come in handy.
Toto barfs and then eats it.
The Tin Man eats it.
The Tin Man. Gross. It gets really depraved.
The scarecrow just starts pulling straw out of himself, like disemboweling, like.
They all go crazy, and then the movie ends.
And then there's, that's it. All right, the podcast is done. Oh no, the podcast is not done. Okay, so the Wizard of Oz is like, okay, you guys want something from me. I need something from you. I want the witch's broom. And you're like, oh, okay. Did you guys have like
a ride?
or did you guys like have like a past relationship, and she took the broom and the divorce,
And you
like,
want it back. It had sentimental value to you.
yeah, like it was.
Or does he know that, to get that broom, they're going to have to kill her?
Yeah, and then I mean, like that's
And
really what he wants.
And maybe that's what he asks of everybody that comes.
You got to go get the broom if you can do that, because obviously she's a problem to Emerald City.
Yeah, and to him. 'Cause he ain't really magic, in case you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, if this is your first dose of the Wizard of Oz,
sorry, that's your fault.
It's been out since 1939.
1939.
It's your job as an American citizen to watch American classic staples, and you have failed yourself.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. But, so, he kind of scares... Is this when he runs and dives out the window?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
He's like, and you must go now, but he, like, bursts into the flames,
yeah.
and he's like this floating head above flames,
He's
the
scary.
wizard
He's
is.
like a floating green head with a huge-looking brain thing.
Yes, and it scares our cowardly lion. He doesn't like it very much, and
so he runs out a fucking window.
He's a scary cat, and he just jumps right out that fucking window. And then our travelers are off again to go to get the Wicked Witch's broom.
So they're like, okay, well, here we go. And they're walking through an already creepy forest at night. And as usual, our favorite Wicked Witch of the West is watching. And she's like, you know what? I'm sending those monkeys. And she's like, go, fly, monkeys, fly! And it's actually a really creepy sequence. All these creepy-ass flying monkeys are flying. And you get an aerial view. You see all of them walking down below, and they dive for them and grab all of them, except from Toto, right? Or does she have Toto with her at first? No, Toto's with Dorothy at first. Toto gets caught.
Mm-hmm.
But
Toto is like the one that's able to escape and go and get the guys again. Because in order to get Dorothy, they scare off the...
Yeah, they only take Dorothy.
Yeah.
Right? They take Dorothy and
Toto. Yeah, and all the guys are left battling off the monkeys, and they take the scarecrow apart, and that's
sad,
scary
like,
as a kid. I mean, he's really getting fucked up in this movie. I'm glad he's not a person, or he would have just been like dead in the first 15 minutes of the movie. But no, okay, so now we're in the witch's castle, the tower.
The witch is like, I want those shoes by the time... I'm going to kill you if you don't give me these shoes, and I'm going to set an hourglass. Mm-hmm. And you're dead when this hourglass runs out if I don't have those shoes. Yeah,
Dorothy was like, are we in Egypt all of a sudden? The sands of time? Like, this hourglass?
And it's like red sand, and it's everything's so technicolor.
Yes. And there's that crystal ball.
Yeah.
And she, like, sees her Aunt Em, and she's like, I'm trying to make it back to you. I'm trying, Auntie Em. And then, like, Auntie Em's face becomes the witch's, and she's like,
and you're like, you, ma'am, are evil.
Yeah, and you're just like, could you get a drink of water, ma'am? I think you've got a bubble in your mouth. Like, just down that drink. You're probably not getting the ounces you need per day. Have you had your 8 glasses?
Like, you're really cackling.
It's bad. And then also, ma'am, do you know the dangers of smoking?
She's like,
PSA right in the
it's
middle.
1939. We're on our, like, 4th director.
Everybody
for this movie.
smokes on this set. Like, Dorothy and Toto are both puffing it over there. Everybody smokes on this set.
She's like, you don't even want to know what Judy Garland's doing, okay?
She's got a cigarette in her pussy.
We are nasty on this episode. Is it because it's a kid movie that we're being, like, extra? That we're being all kinds of extra on this episode?
Oh my god, we're never making it to the end of this movie.
This is when we're losing listeners.
Oh my god.
Gaining or losing with this one.
Okay, so Dorothy is locked in this tower, and Toto has made it out, and he has found the 3 companions and has said, like, come with me. And they're like, well, how are we going to get in here? And
he's
then
like, we're going to fucking scale the wall. He's like, I'm a dog, and I'm scaling this wall.
Yeah.
So you can do it too, guys.
You guys just put on these soldiers' outfits. You beat them up. You
dress
up like them. Oh, that's so fun. They get Dorothy. They get in. With their disguise, it works. And they get Dorothy, and they're running.
but then they get surrounded.
Yeah, and that's like a kind of funny chase sequence of them trying to get out of the tower, and all of the witch's army between the monkeys and all of her like guardsmen. They're not getting out, and then the witch shows up, and now we're at the head.
Yeah, they're
everybody's
stuck.
there.
They are surrounded on both sides by flying monkeys and the guardsmen with spears, and here comes the witch, and she's like, ah, Dorothy, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch.
Yeah, and she's a smart witch. She knows like what is gonna make Dorothy give up her shoes, and so she lights the scarecrow on fire, and
they're all freaking out.
Yeah.
She's like, Dorothy, I'm gonna kill all your friends first.
We'll start with the scarecrow.
Yeah. And so she takes her broom, lights her broom on fire, and then touches the scarecrow, and he gets lit.
Yeah, and there just happens to be a conveniently placed bucket of water.
It makes sense. I tried to justify it by, well, there were kind of lamps around.
Yeah, so maybe you have to put them out that way. Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that convenient bucket, she takes it and she tries to pour it on the...
Well, she tosses it what she
thinks
is on the scarecrow.
And she does, but it also hits our witch.
Oh my gosh. When I was a kid, this was the scariest part for me, was watching this woman melt.
A mountain!
And how she acts. Oh, what a world! What a world! Oh, what a little girl like you can do it to me!
She's like steaming.
Yes.
And she is flattening out. It's a really cool old-fashioned special effect. You know she's just getting lower down into the floor, but it looks good.
It looks good.
It looks really good.
And you think, like, right afterwards, there's this tense moment where you're like, oh no, like, now the soldiers are going to go after her, but instead, they're very happy that she has killed the Wicked Witch, and they bow to her and give her the broom, and she's like, okay, bye!
She's like, oh wow, that really worked out for me. Guys, I thought after I killed the witch, you guys were gonna kill me.
I was so worried this was gonna take like longer than a day, but a half hour was way better for me personally.
She's like, I really did need to get home. So
I have a curfew. I'm only 12. I know I've got tits for days, and you're thinking that like maybe I'm gonna be your little like wifey, but no. It's not happening. Okay, bye! And we're in the Emerald City. The next scene is them standing in front of the Wizard of Oz.
And she's like, hey, we got that broom. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, he's a little surprised that they were able to do that.
Nothing I can do for you. And she's like, hey, what's behind that curtain, yo? And Toto gets cured.
Yeah, Toto sees...
He gets curious. He gets curious.
And we have this classic line from the Wizard of Oz that says, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. And he keeps saying that. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. But they pay attention to the man
behind the curtain. Oh, yeah, they're like, I'm pretty sure this guy has a lot to do with that floaty thing that's talking to us.
And they're like, hey, sir, you're him, right?
Yeah. Mistaken identity?
I see when I hear you talk, I hear it coming out of the big floaty head.
They've caught on, and he's caught, and now he's going to have to confess to them that he's not a wizard at all.
He doesn't put up much of a fight. He's like, damn it, yeah, I'm not a wizard.
Yeah.
You guys
got me. I mean, in today's, like, if it was made today, the Wizard of Oz, to be scary, he would have knifed every fucking one of them.
Or they would have jailed him for fraud. The whole town.
They would have been like, okay, and then they would have, like, disemboweled him and drawn quartered him.
Especially in the Emerald City.
Right, yeah, right in front of, like, where everybody meets for, like, their 4th of July Independence Day. That's where they do the disemboweling.
So we find out there's not much that they can do, but the wizard's like, hey, I'm about to take this balloon somewhere. I need to get back. Why don't I drop you off in Kansas? And she's
because he hasn't seen anybody from his world.
Mm-hmm.
To him, this like idea of getting back to he's gonna go on a big air balloon, and we see on the air balloon that it says Omaha Fair. So we know we understand that he's from Omaha, Nebraska, which is just a little bit more north of Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to go home. And Dorothy reminds him of home.
Yeah.
Dorothy reminds us all of home.
But damn it, Toto jumps out of the basket. So Dorothy has to jump out of the basket.
The wizard does give everybody their...
Oh, yeah, he gives... Oh, the Scarecrow gets a fucking diploma.
Yes, because that's what makes you an educated, smart person.
Yes. The Tin Man gets his heart, but it's like a clock. It's like, cool, a heart clock. That's neat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the ticking to mock the thumping of the heart.
Mhm.
Yes.
And then our Cowardly Lion
Gets a medal.
he gets a medal for bravery.
Yes, because nothing says piety and the humility and bravery
Like a medal.
like a Medal of Honor.
Mhm.
Yes. And then finally, we
He's gonna
get
take Dorothy home,
Yep.
but Toto jumps out.
because Toto's a bitch and sees a cat, sees pussy.
He's chasing that pussy.
Ah!
So Dorothy jumps out, and of course, when she jumps out, there's some kind of like something goes wrong, and all the ropes let go.
Yeah, and then she's left there, and the Wizard of Oz floats off, seemingly to Nebraska.
Mhm. And he's like, bye bye. And she's like, oh man, I'm never getting home. And then Glinda comes back. She's like, hey, I gotta let you in on something. The whole time you've had those shoes on your feet,
Yeah.
you could have gone home.
Literally, like
But
70 minutes ago,
I just wanted to see what would happen.
I thought it would be a good idea.
And I wanted to see if maybe you were the one that was going to kill the witch. But sorry I risked your life, but just tap your heels 3 times and say, there's no place like home, and you'll be home, duh, bitch.
And she does, and she wakes up in bed.
And it's black and white, or sepia tone
It's
again.
sepia toned, and and she looks around, and Aunt Em and the ranch hands, they're all there, and she's like, hey, ranch hand, you were there, and you were there, and we realized that the ranch hands were
Her friends. she made.
in Oz, and she realizes herself that you can go everywhere around the world, but there's a feeling of home.
Mhm. Home is where the heart is, child.
And yeah.
That's the movie.
Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la.
So we're getting close to the Little Apple, Manhattan, Kansas. We're gonna go, like we said, go to the Wizard of Oz Museum, which we don't know what to expect. We don't know anybody who's actually been here. So it could just be like a total tourist trap, or we might actually see some things that we're like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know when we come back if it's worth your drive and your time and money. And we'll do our favorite scenes. We'll talk a little bit more about, you know, the movie itself, the cultural impact it's had, the director, stuff like that we haven't covered yet.
We're gonna get into
We're
it.
going to cover it, give it our knives ratings, and talk about our next episode.
Our next adventure. So that's all coming up. I mean, it's gonna be a 2 shakes of a lamb's tail for you
So
guys.
just stay tuned and we'll be right back.
And we love you so much.
Woo-hoo.
Bye.
And we're back.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Of course we're singing. We're covering The Wizard of Oz after all.
Oh my goodness.
And when do we not sing?
Right. Honestly,
Can't we always find an excuse?
yeah.
Well,
we're hashtag sorry not sorry.
yeah, not at all. So
Well-
we just had the best little vacation, overnight staycation at the Holiday Inn.
Okay, so we'll get down to the bottom of that, but
Yeah.
our little vacay staycay
Yeah, so-
in Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah, in Womega, Kansas.
Yes, well, that's where we went to go.
Respectfully.
Yeah, we went to go to the Wizard of Oz, or just called the Oz
Yes,
Museum.
the Oz Museum, the main attraction for our trip,
The reason why we hauled our asses all the way up to Kansas.
is Womega. We went northern Kansas. So
Yes.
from Oklahoma City, it was about a 5-hour drive yesterday. So we're currently back in Oklahoma on the other side of the 5-hour drive. We're heading back now.
Yeah, to reality. Back to
To
life.
Back to reality. Anyways, again, us sing? No,
But
never.
since we're driving, it was kind of cool yesterday when we approached
Yes, we were.
kind of our we were getting close to this area where we were going to exit to take another.
We did almost run out of gas yesterday. We got off. It was like the second we were done recording.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
realized we had, 23 gallons?
Yes, and we
Or miles left, I mean.
we had 26 miles
26.
left, and we had 13 miles until
The next
there was going to
town.
be yeah.
So when we finally stopped to get gas, we had 10 miles until we were on empty.
It was like
We just got so
crazy.
into talking to you yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't look down to see that we needed some.
We never
ass up in that ass.
we never look down. We always look up. Okay, that was the problem.
That's true. We're always looking forward.
So, what's the next thing, my friend?
Well, let's talk about the museum itself.
yeah.
It's and where it is. It's in Wamego.
Mhm.
It's in.
Oh, and we have to tell them that on the way to
Oh,
Omega,
yes.
we went over the first stretch of interstate erected in the U.S.
Yeah, on I-70.
I-70 in
They
Kansas.
apparently claim that.
Yes, and 2 other states, I think like Missouri and Pennsylvania, also claim the same thing. And it gets down to weird technicalities of like who had the first contract and who laid
It
the
doesn't
first
matter. Yeah.
concrete.
We spent
and-
too much
yeah.
Googling time on
figure
that
it
to
out.
figure it all out, to make sure that we like didn't give you guys any misinformation, so we didn't later have to be like, all right,
So
housekeeping.
that wasn't, yeah. So
It's
guys,
a K-hole of
remember
like,
back in episode 26 when we told
all
So-
right. But yes, so we did get to see apparently the first stretch of
Mhm.
highway, which was really cool, or interstate.
And
Since
after
we're
that,
a road trip podcast.
yeah, we thought that was interesting.
And then we kind of like got into the little town of
Wamega.
Wamego and
Wamega,
Wamego,
something like
tomato.
that. Someplace you're never gonna go.
Well,
No.
yeah, I mean,
It's a
maybe
cute,
you will. It's a quaint little town.
It's a cute little town. There's not much there.
No, it has like a little main street with little shops, and that's where you're going to find the Oz Museum.
And it's painted bright green. It looks
Yeah,
like
and
the
it's-
Emerald City.
It's bigger than like the other buildings that are around it, like
Yeah.
a little bit proportionally. You can like tell it's all green. It looks
Mhm. You're like, oh, there's the Oz
sticks
Museum.
out like a green thumb.
It's only on 1 floor, however. And when
Yeah.
you first go in, it's really cool. They have a really nice gift shop that we went to at the end, and we'll tell you about some of our purchases in a minute. And you go in and you pay, of course. They ain't letting you in for free.
Right, yeah, there is a fee to get into this museum.
And then you enter through Aunt M's door. You go in through Dorothy's door. They call it Aunt M's, though. They're like, you come into Aunt M's house.
Yeah,
Is what it is. But then you're transformed into Oz.
yeah, you step into Oz, and Dorothy's standing there. There are these life-size kind of wax figures of all the main characters.
The main characters, the people you've grown to love, like the Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, Scarecrow,
Scarecrow,
Dorothy
the
herself,
Wicked Witch.
the Wicked
Yeah,
Witch. Yeah, you follow the Yellow Brick Road essentially, and you go through it's full of memorabilia. Not a lot of
Mhm.
things actually from the movie. There's a lot of replicas.
yeah,
from
or
the
things
movie.
from the actors,
Yeah.
or specially signed.
Yeah, lots of like toys.
Yeah.
And just anything that you can think of that's Wizard of Oz themed. They had this enormous quilt that was
It was gorge.
Yeah, it was really neat.
It
I
was,
loved
and it itself was kind of like a Yellow Brick Road of
Mhm.
Dorothy going, and all
Yes.
these different scenes from the movie just
Yeah.
sewn into this quilt. It was
Kind
awesome.
of told the story of the movie, and the big centerpiece is them arriving to the Emerald City.
It was pretty.
Really,
I liked
it really
a lot.
captures that moment of when you arrived to the Emerald City. What was it like for you when you?
Well, when
got
I
there?
first arrived at the Emerald City, I was like, where the fuck am I? All I did was walk into my bathroom.
You were
and
like,
I'm in Oz.
shit! Why are these horses
Uh-huh.
changing colors?
I didn't know what to do. I didn't have no scarecrow.
You're like, oh, they're having a Pride Fest.
Yeah, Glenda didn't show up and tell me like what to do. Right?
They're changing the horses.
You were
Rainbow.
hilarious. Oh my gosh, yeah. So, also there was like a little theater that was playing Oz the Great and Powerful.
Mhm, in case you want to get your James Franco fix.
Yeah, and
Which nowadays hashtag me too. I don't know who does. But maybe still me, but
whatever. Yeah, and that's kind of like in the middle of the Yellow Brick Road.
yeah,
is
you're like,
where the
oh, there's a
theater
movie, and they're
is.
just playing
Yeah.
it on a loop. There were families in there. It was funny because the museum was actually really quiet when we started walking through, but the movie ended while we were halfway through, and then all of a sudden there's families all around
Yeah.
us, and we're like, ugh, children, people.
Yeah, it was like we were in the wicked like forest or whatever, where the
Yes.
Wicked Witch of the West was like hiding. It was really cool. It's all laid out to
Mhm.
simulate you walking down the Yellow Brick Road.
They even had a big, what would you call it, display of Return to Oz. memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
And I'm a big fan.
I
of
thought you were
Return
going to
Oz.
mention when you said the big, like, because they had that hot air balloon.
Yes.
Thing.
Oh yeah, I did play in the hot air balloon. She
Yeah.
tried to send my ass back to Oklahoma.
I was
without
like, get
her.
the hell out of here, bitch.
Get out.
But they do. They have even like Return to Oz and other like Oz related things like TV shows and The Wiz and all that. They kind of have like everything that encompasses
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
So it was definitely fun. Like Wizard of Oz was probably the first movie I loved as a kid. So to me, it was really neat. I liked it, but I would not suggest a 6-hour road trip just for that.
Yes.
I mean, we make anything fun
right,
afterwards.
yeah, and it's the purpose of it for a podcast, but
yeah, we make things fun. We went and bought stuff after in the gift shop.
we did each buy.
We bought some ruby slippers.
Ruby house slippers.
Ruby house slippers.
They're all sequined.
I got this witch coloring book. It's like a stained glass coloring book where the pages were kind of this weird translucent. It was neat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna color in it. Damn it!
You went into the tornado simulator thing.
Yes, yesterday I got blown away. I got blown at the Oz
You stupid bitch.
It was fucking awkward.
Yeah,
No.
it was because, okay, so you're in this wind simulator thing, and it's going, and I'm looking, and it says, like, you're, like, 78 miles per hour. There's just, like, you know,
Wind.
your hair blowing
It's
everywhere.
just like wind.
You're just standing
Like,
there
hey,
with wind.
people are looking
And
at me.
yeah, there's all these people at the gift shop just kind of like, oh,
Hey.
oh, hi. Yeah.
Oh, he's getting blown.
It was, like, a good idea in theory.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay.
And then you went
I'm
in there,
done.
and, yeah.
Now my hair is messed up.
I thought, like, there was going to be, I guess, debris. Or
Debris!
some
We've got debris! Just left! Debris!
Debris!
Behind you! Debris!
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 And then, okay, yeah, so after we went to the museum, though, we were just a little hungry in our tummies.
And you know what? Just conveniently, right next door was Toto's Tacos.
Toto's Tacos!
So this town is claiming the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, they're kind of, yeah, they're like, bitch, this is it. Even
Like,
though,
Frank Elbaum didn't write a town in the book, just says Kansas, but we're claiming it. It's Wamega.
yeah, it's like, even though it's not referenced, it's only ever, like, just that she's from Kansas.
And
they're
there's-
like, it's us.
And on the opposite side of Kansas, hours away from Wamega, there's a place that claims it's Dorothy's house. And I think they have a museum, which one day we decided, someday we'll go back and do a Return to Oz episode.
Yeah, because that's scary as
it's like,
shit,
that
too.
movie is still scary.
Yes,
as
we watched it
balls.
recently, you know, kind of like
It's-
while we were in our
It's hot
Wizard of Oz.
balls scary.
Hot balls scary. hot balls scary.
Hot. She's got hot nuts. That's a song. Look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Okay. Yeah. Oh, then we had to go and get to our hotel. We got to check
let's
into
tell
our
them
hotel.
what we ate though at Toto's.
Oh yeah, when we were at
Tacos.
Toto's Tacos, that was the best part too.
Yeah,
it was
we
pretty
had
yummy.
yellow brick burritos, bitches.
Yellow brick. Yeah, the nacho cheese was off the motherfucking chain.
It was a burrito on a bed of Dorothy plates.
Oh my god, yeah, because the plates looked like the kind of plaid, like of her
Yes.
dress. Yeah.
Served with a
Farm
healthy
dress.
topping of queso cheese. or
Number
cheese.
2 cheese
Yeah, it's like
that you get at the
cheese.
concession stand that you
Yeah.
do like secretly
Love.
love.
It's that like cheese number 2
Shit, yeah.
stuff. It's so like chemicals basically.
It's just made up stuff.
Who
to
doesn't
be
love
cheese.
it? Who does
Yeah.
not love that?
I love it. You love
Fuck.
it. We love it. Let's love it.
Mm-hmm.
But,
So then we drove to Manhattan, Kansas, and in Manhattan,
we got
Kansas,
into the Little Apple.
We got into the Little Apple, and we went swimming at our hotel. Then we had the pool to ourselves.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We just relaxed and lounged and farted, made bubbles, made a whirlpool.
Yep.
Like we had a blast.
Might have gotten too close to those jet tubs things.
We were putting our asshole
Yeah,
on the
I was like, oh
jet.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, baby deer on the side of the road as we drive.
That
Oh,
is
Oklahoma.
so oh little
Oh, Oklahoma
baby
and
deer.
your interstate deers.
Well, they're just like out in the nice meadow.
Yeah. On the meadow.
On the meadow.
Well, yesterday, St. Patrick's Day, so we were like, we gotta go find a liquor store and get some Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
And we drove around, looked at the town. It's a cute little college town.
Yeah, Kansas State is the university
Yes.
that's there. It's
And
like
the
all made out of
campus-
limestone.
Yeah, it's very fortified, really cool. And then we just had like a little staycation in the room. We put on our little ruby slippers. We did animal face masks. We watched the Leprechaun movies because, of course, those were like on a loop on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, and we got shit-faced
We got
drunk.
shit-faced in the room.
We had some bomb pizza.
Oh, we ordered pizza. Like, it was... We just pampered ourselves that
Yeah,
evening,
we had a
guys.
staycation in
Last
the hotel.
night, we got pampered, okay?
We pampered ourselves.
We know how to do it up in a small town. We're
Yeah,
like,
we
well...
checked into Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. And it was cute. We probably could have found something to do. It's a college town, but we don't know anybody. We didn't know where to go. We didn't drive around seeing
Yeah, we didn't really
people.
plan it out,
Yeah.
but in a way,
It was
awesome. And like, of course, like, yeah, I'd much rather like sit around and watch Leprechaun.
It's
like,
what
watch
these
horror
two
movies.
hardworking gals needed.
That's
okay?
exactly it. Mommy needed a staycation in her hotel in
Yeah.
a whole nother town, in a whole nother
You're
state.
6 hours away.
Yeah. That's how mommy speak.
So we had a really great trip yesterday.
Yes.
This morning we woke up, had breakfast, heard a man like screaming at like
Oh,
the
it was
people at the hotel, and
so
it was
weird.
It was bullshit. He was just an old crotchety
Yeah,
old
he
man.
was just disgruntled by his
Mhm.
own like.
doing.
Yes.
Oh well, let's get into the movie. Let's
sure.
Let's do that. It's a cultural phenomenon. Did you know it's the most watched movie of all time?
I did, because I was standing right next to you,
Oh,
bitch, when we heard
we
that.
heard that, yeah. Most watched movie of all time.
Yeah.
And here's why it's a horror movie. It's fucking scary, okay?
Yes, and honestly,
It has
like for the
witches.
time, we're talking 1939. Like,
Yeah, there's witches and
it's
flying
totally
monkeys and people melt and houses fall on people.
Yeah.
And
that's scary shit, guys. I mean, relate.
yeah.
If
Or
a house fell on your sister, would you seek revenge from that bitch? I sure as hell would.
Mhm. So it's a horror movie. What's
Yeah.
your favorite scene, Justine?
We're not even there yet.
Oh, and another weird fact. Did you know this is directed, or the credited director,
Yeah,
Victor
Victor
Fleming,
Fleming.
also did Gone with the Wind, who that movie also went through, like, what, 3 directors?
Yeah, like.
So and same with Wizard of Oz.
Yes,
So
exactly.
he came out triumphantly. He's like, yeah, 1939 was a good year for me.
It's like, I need a team to make this movie, this team of directors, but nah, I'm just gonna.
He's like, see ya.
I get the credit. Boop, boop. Yeah, and it's also the movie, that this beautiful Technicolor that we see, and the fact that it increased their budget by 50%.
Like, so much dollars.
And they worked hard for that money. You know what I really liked finding out was about that like tornado that they built on their soundstage.
It's like cloth, cheesecloth or something.
It's just like realistic, like Muslim.
And it's a good
fabric.
special effect for 1939. It looks
Yes.
good. You're like, oh, Dorothy, you need to get inside.
Yeah, and everywhere, like you feel for Dorothy. She's at a place.
Yeah. So what's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is probably going to be when Dorothy gets abducted. I think that's like the scariest part. The scarecrow is getting just torn. He's basically like just getting his insides ripped out by the flying monkeys. The flying monkeys are taking her off and Toto off, and the Tin Man and the Cowardly
Everyone's
Lion.
scared.
Yeah, everybody's just like freaked out, and it's very scary. And Dorothy is getting stolen.
Oh my god.
And then she has to see the Wicked Witch.
My favorite scene would
wow.
be. I'm like, fuck yours. My favorite
Okay.
is when the witch melts.
Yeah.
I melt.
That is a goodie.
It's a goodie. It's scary. It still works.
Oh, what a world.
Even when we rewatched it recently, that recent rewatch.
Rewatch.
That recent rewatch. It's effective. It scared me. It made me laugh. Even like it's just so
Yeah.
weird. It's good. I love it.
I like how she's like,
I
who
love-
would have thought that a little girl like you could be so...
Yeah. She's just like, oh damn,
As
you
she's
got me.
melting,
You got
know,
me.
like...
Oh, what a world.
Yeah. Oh, what a world.
This little girl that replaced Shirley Temple in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which we already talked about, I believe. So yeah, it is a horror movie. It's
Definitely a horror movie.
It's at least fantasy with horrific things, with horror elements.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because fantasy, you know, like what we dream of.
But
is
you know
both
what,
scary
Justine?
and-
They can back off. We don't need to justify ourselves.
Okay.
We don't need to justify our love.
All
Right?
right, yeah. Justify that shit. No
Yeah,
more.
No.
Well, I mean, we should do knives ratings, but I think it's a given.
Yeah.
But it's 5 knives for myself.
I think I'm gonna give it 2.
You know, I think that is a whole bunch of bullshit, Josh.
Of course, it's a 5.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, of course,
It's
Justine.
the most beloved movie of all time.
Mm-hmm. And Dorothy is just a wonderful final girl.
Yeah, come on, Scream Queen.
Yeah,
Dorothy. She killed a witch.
she did.
She killed the Wicked Witch.
She killed 2 witches,
She killed the
actually.
Wicked Witch of the fucking West,
And the
y'all.
East.
And the East.
She did
She's
2
like, I'm gonna
witches.
drop a house on you, and I'm gonna pour a bucket of water on you,
Yeah,
okay?
bitch, splash, splash.
Bye-bye, she said.
Yeah, so I'm excited for when we eventually take a trip to, is it Liberal, Kansas?
Yes.
For Dorothy's house?
But I don't think they're very liberal and liberal.
No. Oh my gosh, that's funny. No, I don't think so at all. Yeah. But, you know, being in all of this mindset of The Wizard of Oz and taking me back to being a little kiddo, I've had a lot of fun this
Nostalgia.
episode.
Yeah, this was a really fun trip. Like I said, I wouldn't maybe suggest to everybody to like take a long road trip to go up to Womega to see it. Like I said, it's very quaint. It's small,
Hey, but if you're passing through...
yeah, if you're passing through, or if you're a Wizard of Oz fanatic, then of course you gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if you're in Kansas and need something to do, go see it. Or if you're like us and like just weird little road trips and staycations and vacation, a staycation while vacationing, go.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Well, next month we're headed to Branson, Missouri.
Again, it's
and
like
we're gonna
we're gonna do phenomenon. Go to like a butterfly insect
palace.
immersion.
Yeah, it's called
palace,
the Butterfly Palace.
So we're gonna have like butterflies fly around on us.
Yeah, I want to like just be covered in them.
And then we're gonna talk about the Dario Argento, Jennifer Connelly, 80s classic phenomenon.
Phenomena.
Okay.
Was that intense enough?
That was awesome. Well, guys,
Love
we'll talk
you
to
guys.
you later.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.